somebody who can now laugh about the double punt because it didn't break the Rams last night. That's one of those moments where just like we block a punt and then they get 62 net yards off of it. Like, how does that happen? But there was so much adversity for this Los Angeles Rams team on Thursday Night Football, and they overcame it with a big W. And one of the best at his position, and not just his position, but humans in the National Football League, veteran of this league, and, of course, Los Angeles. He is none other than Andrew Whitworth, offensive lineman. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great, Rich. I appreciate you having me on. That was quite an episode there, the double punt. First time I've seen that.
Right? I mean, I've never seen anything like that before. What was your reaction? What was the sideline reaction to that when that happened last night?
I think the best part of it was looking at every coach and every player. You know, you're trying to have poise in the moment, Rich, and I don't think one single guy knew what the answer was. Is that illegal? Is that legal? Nobody knows what's going on. The refs don't look like they have any idea what's going on. It was pretty funny just watching everybody's face of who was going to be the first one to say what the rule was.
And so what ended up happening? I mean, because I was looking at the description given to McVay, and bless Sean. I mean, he is, as you know, he's I wouldn't say even keel because he's got a keel to him, but but it is even. Whatever his keel is, it just happens to be higher than most people's even. He just took it in stride, like, okay, I guess you're pinned back instead of getting the ball deep in the other team's zone like that. You were on the plus side of the field as the day is long, ready to put that thing in the freezer. After,
yeah,
right?
It's one of those things. I think it was an if you say so moment. It's like
right.
None of us really know what the rule was in the moment. I mean, it's never really come up, that you can think of, and it's like, well, they're saying, and this is what the rule is, and he didn't cross the line of scrimmage, and and they kind of told Sean basically from what they were looking at, the people helping him, that they didn't think he was past the line of scrimmage, and obviously it was something we could have possibly challenged, but in the moment you're just like, okay, if that's what the rule is, then sure, but it doesn't look like anybody really knows whether that's accurate or not.
Was Hecker jealous, though, deep down? Do you think he's jealous?
There's no question. I mean, it's just one of those nights where if you block a punt and end up with a net 62-yard punt, oh, my goodness.
But, I mean, he's got everything in his bag, as we know. I mean, including a nice spiral. He's got to be like, I didn't know you could double punt. I got to put that in my arsenal,
Yeah, Johnny Hecker right now is sitting at home thinking, how can he work that into his game? It might be the only thing he hasn't done as a punter yet.
Double punt, man. And Andrew Whitworth of the Rams here on the Rich Eisen Show, day after the Rams survive and also win a game in Seattle. I guess there's two ways to put it. Walk me through what you found out about. Were you there when Stafford put his finger back into place? I mean, what was that about?
I saw him kind of grab his finger after one of the series, and I was like, man, I worried about it, obviously, because he had the thumb surgery in the offseason, so I didn't know what it was. And then, sure enough, get on the sideline, he's like, yeah, man, I think it was just out a little bit, and I just, popped it back in. And, just that's who he is, though. I mean, that guy, man, you think of his career, the injuries he's had, the things he's overcome in games. I mean, he's a tough dude, man. And I tell you what, one guy that we're really happy to have.
Yeah, I know. I mean, in when you describe him being a tough dude, and you were going in the past, because obviously your present is not too deep because of his arrival just this past winter. But nobody's tighter than a quarterback in their line, and certainly somebody like you who protects him. What is your relationship? What have you learned about Matthew Stafford, Andrew Whitworth?
Just mainly that. I mean, just as simple as that moment was, that he just, he handles something, his fingers hurt, but he just goes, gets taped up, gets it fixed, and gets rolling, and really doesn't say a word about it to anybody. I mean, he's just, as guys put it, he's just a guy, man. He's tough. He's a hard worker. He's really, really intelligent, and he's just somebody that people gravitate to immediately when you're around him, just because of really how he carries himself and the way he goes about his business. I think guys just gravitate to his energy, and even in the huddle, I mean, he's just so relaxed and confident. But that stuff just, it's infectious, and I think guys feel more comfortable and they feel more confident when they're around him. And in this little time we've been together, man, it sticks out why so many guys across the league have so much respect for him, and why those players in Detroit love him so much and have always endeared to him so much.
Do you ever think you'd say that about a Georgia Bulldog, Andrew?
Rich, it hurts to even make that comment. It started with Todd Gurley, and then
That's right.
Now it's him, and it's just
that's right.
it's really hurting me right now. These Georgia Bulldogs that I keep liking. I mean, I'm not supposed to like any of them.
I understand that. You're an LSU man. I totally get it. But just 3 points in the first half. That's only happened before last night 4 times since Sean McVay took the reins as the HC of the LAR. So what was it like in the locker room last night down 7-3, Andrew?
Real one of those things, if you look at it like stat-wise, just moving the football, that we felt like we were doing that and then just not converting and not finding a way to get that one more first down would really get us rolling. And I think that it's one of those things that we felt like, man, we have just left so many plays out there. All in the halftime, really, all we did in there, like no one was like upset or anything. It was literally like, hey guys, just execute and we'll be fine. Like that's all we have to do. Like that's all we got to do is do your job and we'll be fine because it's out there. What we had planned to do is there. And sure enough, you saw that in the second half. Really, nothing changed other than just we started executing the plays that were called and to the level that we expect. And I think we felt like leaving that game that we really left a lot of points out there. And one of those things, a great second half, but first half has to be better.
And, it's funny, Andrew Whitworth here on the Rich Eisen Show, the number of times that when we have Mariucci, where we ask him for his analysis, or anytime that you hear somebody like yourself say, all we have to do is just execute, do what we do, but just do it better and execute better. And it frustrates fans because they were like, well, how does it happen in the first place? Or how can the team just get better? How can a team get better, and so on and so forth, when it's just as we know what we need to do and we just need to do it better. And there's a certain confidence level that comes with that because your coach and everybody else has put you in the right position. And I'm wondering how that feels as a veteran football player, Andrew Whitworth.
Well, it's fantastic. I mean, when you're in the right spots, I think that it's one of those things that sometimes fans might not see the production that they want, but you kind of feel like, hey, you know what, like we're right there. Like this is actually a great plan. We actually feel like we're in a great spot. We just haven't quite hit it. I always relate it to like a shooter, like these 3-point shooters in basketball in the NBA. Like they might come out at the beginning of the game and miss a couple, and then you'll see them like stay with it. And then it's like, because they feel good about it. They were just a little off. And then once they find that groove, it's lights out. And that's how we kind of felt last night, is like we were just a tick off on a couple of little execution things. And if we just stuck with it, the plays are there, we can get hot. And we felt like that's what happened, is eventually we finally hit a couple plays in a row. And then it was like, all right, we're hot, we're ready, we want the football, we want the opportunity to go get back on the field every chance we get.
Yeah, nothing's worse than sitting on a loss for an entire week, and certainly before a bye week and whatever. You had a short week, so obviously that taste of what happened against Arizona is out of your mouth, but I'm a member of the media, so it's my job to put it back in there. What happened?
Exactly.
What happened against Arizona, and based on what you could dissect and understand and take with you to avoid it as a team? Andrew?
Well, you really look at it. I mean, how clean we played offensively going up into that game. I mean, having some penalties, turning the ball over twice in the first half. You give a chance like Arizona, that's a great offensive football team, really to get themselves a lead and put themselves in a position where they can kind of dictate the terms a little bit and do a little bit of everything they want to do. And so, for us offensively, we just didn't execute in the first half and turn the ball over, and you just can't do that. And I think we feel like that's one of those games where we look forward to that next opportunity, because we feel like we really kind of handed the first half to those guys and got ourselves so behind that in the NFL it's hard. When you get down in the second half, teams do a great job of being able to possess the football, and that's what they really did to us. And, I think for us, it's just building and realizing, hey, man, it's not always the best team. It's the best team in those 3-hour windows, and we got to do whatever it takes to be at our best every single Sunday during that 3-hour window, and that's one of those that we just weren't.
Andrew Whitworth here on the Rich Eisen Show after a Week 5 Thursday night kickoff win against the Seattle Seahawks from the Los Angeles Rams, right here on the Rich Eisen Show. Year 16, brother. I mean, right? Or year 17, right? You've had 16 years in. Is this year 17 or 16?
No, year 16.
Year 16. Okay. Yeah. So how are you? I mean, like how like and how do you think this season can wind up here? I mean, this is a window for you. Brady's not the only 40-year-old that was on that field a couple of weeks ago in SoFi. How about you, Andrew?
Yeah, man. You know what? It's probably some of the most fun I've ever had, man. I'm just enjoying the game and enjoying really our group, and having been here now 5 years to really kind of be in the building and have formed a lot of great relationships. And also some of these young linemen I'm getting to play with that have really kind of come into their own this year and are really playing well. It's a fun moment. I get to be kind of a big brother, dad / a player, teammate. I mean, it's like proud that some of the guys and the way they're playing and watching some of these young pups come up since I got here to also just getting to go out there and go get after it with them. And so I've been having a blast, man. It's so much fun. And I love our team. I love our building. And I look forward to hopefully having a great season. You know, we want to bring something special to Los Angeles, so that's the goal in mind.
One of those pups, is that how you refer to Aaron Donald too, Andrew, or no?
You know,
because that's a grown-ass man, right? I mean,
that guy's a pup. That's a bad man, right?
That's what I'm saying. What is it like in practice with him?
It's annoying. It's one of those things that every day he just wrecks your day in training camp, where you feel like you have a lot of great plays lined up, and just Aaron Donald never ceases to just destroy the whole entire game plan of the day, and it's not a lot of fun facing that guy day in and day out. I really appreciate when training camp's over, Rich.
I bet, but does that translate into a game when you're facing somebody whose job it is to wreck your day, and you've already been through that throughout the week in training camp?
No question. I mean, AD is one of those guys that there's not many moves and hand techniques and really just everything he uses body-wise to beat guys. I mean, he has the whole arsenal. So you'll play guys throughout the season that you may say, hey, he tries to do this similar to AD, or this is a similar move, but he doesn't quite execute it the way AD does. And just really, he's a guy I know for our guards inside especially, the hand games he plays and how good he is at getting off of blocks. I mean, it's I wouldn't say it's easy, but man, does it make those guys pretty comfortable sitting in there on Sundays facing guys that they know just not the genetic freaks that Aaron Donald is. And it definitely makes us all better, that's for sure. I mean, I think that he is the epitome of iron sharpens iron. I mean, that dude, if you can block him, you get immediate feedback on how good you're playing.
I love that. Before I let you go, how's your community works? What's going on with you off the field? What are you doing?
Man,
what can we help
everything's
with?
good. You know, we started something this year. Every home game, I'm donating some money, really to try and have an opportunity to be a part of the homeless situation in L.A. And we, are trying to do things for being able to give grants to people to have their first home. And then also we're also taking some of that money and going to Louisiana and trying to do some repairs and get people back in their houses and apartments and everything else in New Orleans after the hurricane. So doing our best, man, to just always try to be a part of being there for people and taking the platform we have to make a difference, man. It's the greatest opportunity we have. And I just look forward to always trying to do that. And man, just look up to guys like you who do the same thing, man, who always set the tone.
Please. Come on, I appreciate you saying that, but how can we be a part? How can people lend assistance, or is there anything that we could do, or chip in?
You can reach out to the Rams, and you know what, we're going to do this kind of all year, and we just email us at the Rams and want to be a part of it. And we're going to continue to fundraise all we can and try to make any difference we can.
You're the man. Hey, before I let you go, because I'm a lead pipe wielding professional journalistically, and I got to button everything up. Andrew Whitworth, did your coach go back on the team playing with you last night?
Oh man,
was he there?
He did. He actually made it back on the team playing.
Okay.
Shockingly enough, between Sean McVay and Marvin Lewis, I've never had a coach not come back on the team playing with me on a Thursday.
Well, I'm just asking because last Thursday, the team that played on the road, there was something up. I don't know if you heard something happened.
Oh yeah, no, I hadn't heard about it. I'll have to look it up.
Okay, so Sean was on the plane, right? So everything's okay. So everything's good with the Rams. Very good.
Yeah, all is good, man. We ride together.
I just wanted to check that box, because that's what I do. I just need to journalistically make sure that
all boxes need checked.
Thank you, sir. Take care of yourself, Andrew Whitworth. I really appreciate it. I know that you're operating on zero sleep, so I appreciate you calling in. Thanks.
Hey, thank you so much, man. You have a great weekend.
Okay, right back at you. That's Andrew Whitworth, 16-year NFL veteran and Los Angeles Rams pass and run protector right here on the Rich Eisen Show.
Big man.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.